screens. Let me show you how it's done properly when it comes to tests. First things first, Crow, black paint. That's all that is. We've done these demonstrations way before you even did your review. And when we actually displayed the Black Nova, we actually displayed your screens first, knowing that you were going to do fake demonstrations. On top of that, the Black Nova 17 has already 18 certified screens, and some of those screens are lighter than your screen paint mix. And it was able to beat those screens with no problem whatsoever. So we already know from the door that the demonstration you did was fake from the door and hilarious. And anyone who saw the demonstrations on the Black Novas when they were first displayed, we displayed your screens on them first. And like I said, the 18 certified sitting right there. And we were able to do white levels, which I display first on any of my demonstrations. I show the white levels, we show contrast, we show colors, we do the whole 9 yards. We even do projector swap outs. So I know your demonstration was a fake. I don't know where you get this from, that you think for some reason because you do a demonstration, everyone's going to believe you. But as I said before, we do our tests live so everybody can see and they know what they're getting. So first things first, before we start this, your cinnamon mix is on its way. And you will be going outside versus a Black Nova. You didn't like the demonstration that was done yesterday, and I told you you were going outside against the Black Nova. Your screen can't see color. I've explained that many times before. So let me show you the demonstration he's displaying, claiming that this is supposed to be our screen paint. Which is funny because we do our demonstrations live all the time. Any black paint that you could purchase from Home Depot or Lowe's is going to produce a contrast level. As I said before, the hardest thing to get a screen to produce is a white level. And you need a white level in order to get proper color balance. And the fact that I can go downstairs and I will produce multiple colors on my screen, and your screen won't see any color at all, inside or outside of the house, will clearly show that your product is nothing more than everyday house paint. Because I can make your product now. Not only can I make your product now, I can advance it and blow it out with your own stuff. As I said, I could do that easily. So let's show everybody what you're trying to display and why you're considered to be a crooked person and people should not do business with you. So this is supposed to be how dark our screen's going to come up. So this is I'm doing the fake demonstration. That's supposed to be our product right there. So let's show you how our product is supposed to be displaying. So it's supposed to be that dark. Keep in mind, Crow, we have your personal mix and we have your Metallica mix 2.0 over here, which is around the same color almost. If I told you if your Cinema Max was slightly lighter, it wasn't going to do well. Also, in my demonstrations, I also explained that any lighter screen than our black technology is going to pull up a slightly higher white level. That's why we show off the white levels first. But the flaws in those screens is the fact that they can't pull color. That's black paint, my friend. So as you did your demonstration, you didn't do much, as you can see right here. This is supposed to be our product. This is what you're supposed to be displaying right here. This is supposed to be our stuff. So I'm going to show you how a proper demonstration is supposed to be done. Not only do I have your two screens up there, but I have a white screen up there because we always test our black technology against white screens. And you're going outside again today too, against a Black Nova. So here we are right here. Black Nova versus your technology. Well, I can't call it technology. we know what it is. It's house paint. And we're going to show you why your screen doesn't pour properly. See how the detail of the background's coming up on a black Nova and your screen's just coming up white? That's a white screen in the middle. You don't show off much to a white screen. Let's start off with the white levels first, as I like to do. White screen. This is the first thing I display anytime I show off any demonstration against any form of high performance screen that we test against. We always display the white levels first, as we're displaying on your product right now. Blue screen. As I said before, you can produce a white level, but your screen can't see color at all. Let's go through the colors real quick, and let's show you how your screen comes up. Your screen can pull up a little bit of a higher white level. That's it. Our screens are going to pull up a lower white level, but nothing that's going to disrupt the picture quality where the image is going to be so dark you can't see the screen. I've said that many times. But your screens can't see color at all, period. Next to our black technology, our real black technology, and in order for our screen to be able to pull up that particular kind of color, it has to be able to show a white level. This is why I say you fake your demonstrations. This is what you're supposed to be displaying. See how your screen can't produce any color at all? Nothing. Going over to the lighter colors. Can't see green. This is why you tell your customers that they have to calibrate their projectors, because you can't see color. Now what you did was, in your demonstration, you decided that I'm going to put some black paint and I'm going to show a contrast so that my screen does not produce contrast. That can, but he's not going to be able to pick up. Colors are going to be too dark. The white levels are going to be so dark you can't see the screen. We've done these demonstrations already. We've done these test demonstrations already. So by you come along and trying to do this after what we've already done, it makes you a complete failure. Now, as I said before, if you want to do this demonstration correctly, we have already ordered the Cinema Mix, a Cinemax Mix, I think that's what it's called. And we're going to have it over here, and we're going to do all those demonstrations that you claim your screen can pull. Better color, it pulls better contrast than our technology. All right? Here we go. But I'm telling you from the door, your technology is nowhere near on our level. Again, you're not pulling up color. And keep in mind, my projector has a 22,000 to 1 contrast. Let's go over to a white snowstorm. Now, keep in mind, my image has to come up so dark that you can't see it. Because as you claimed, our technology is so dark that you can't see the screen. That's how we know you have black paint in your container. You shouldn't do fake demonstrations. Fake demonstrations will make you look bad. We did this with the 12, and now you're dealing with the 17s, which are actually 3 shades darker than 12s, and they pull high white levels. Your screen's still not showing the proper color balance yet. Let's switch over to the snowstorm. Now our image is supposed to be so dark you can't see it. We already know from the door, and it already says on the website, that the white levels are going to be a tad lower. It says it already, so that's something everybody knows. But you're trying to display as you can't see the image at all. White snow screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now let's go check out this one. We've done these already before. But nice black house paint. Yeah. Nice black house paint. I don't know why you keep embarrassing yourself, man.
What do you want for dinner? How about cheeseburger surprise?
LG snowboarding.
Getting that from YouTube.
See how your screen turns tan every time we hit something that's black? So again, black novas are supposed to be so dark you can't see them. Where? J and K, 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's see how much darker our screens come up. And I have both of your screens up here and a white screen. That's how we know you faked the demonstration. That's how we know it's black paint. We've done these demonstrations weeks ago on the technology when we were testing them out. So your demonstration was for nothing. And keep in mind, like I said, the technology went against 18 certifies, something your screen paint hasn't done yet. You haven't completed any of the tests under a 17 Nova, not one. Oh, this is pretty embarrassing for you. All right, check this out. Let's see how your red levels come up. The only thing your screen can pick up is a white level. But you can't pick up contrast, as I said before, and you can't see color. And this is a live demonstration, not pre-recorded. Can't see blue. Just look at the white screen in the middle. You only show a slight difference than a white screen. I hate to call somebody stupid, man, but I'm sorry, but that's what you are. I hate to say that. How dumb can you be the fact that our technology has already been through all these tests already, and you think that you're going to come up, do some fake demonstration where you didn't show any color demonstrations, you didn't show any real contrast demonstrations whatsoever. You didn't do anything at all, period. And I can come on here and take both your screens at the same time and a white screen and show a huge difference. You'll be outside today. Let's go pour ourselves another one. Your projector is a P2 with a 2,000,000 to 1 contrast. You can't see contrast on your projector being that powerful. My projector only has 22,000 to 1. That's it. As I said before, you can't see color. And if your Cinemax is lighter than the Personal Mix, which is the lightest screen you have, from what we have over here, it is going to do extremely bad when it gets tested against a Black Nova. There's your screen. Fully lit environment. Sony 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Look, your contrast doesn't even come up. Nothing comes up on your screen. And that's a white screen in the center. That's how close a white screen comes to your screen. Don't do any more demonstrations against a Black Nova. You'll embarrass yourself. Literally, you will embarrass yourself. And by the way, since you claim to be as good as a Black Nova, I plan to see every last test demonstration that Black Novas had to go under. You do the same thing to your screen, including that 18 certified pile that I got sitting over there that screen already went through and beat. Feel free to do all the demonstrations that Black Novas have to go through and do the same thing on your screen. Because like I said, I can display white levels in contrast, in color, all at the same time. You can't see color. This is why you tell your customers, calibrate. I'll let y'all finish watching that. That's embarrassing. Embarrassing yourself. Ugh. That's sad. That is sad. Whatever you doing, okay. There's your canister right there, showing that's your product, buddy boy. This is your new Metallica Mix 2.0. Right there. I got a little bit of that left over. It's still in the container. Look at that. Screen don't even want to be there. LG Beta Fish. We're going to go through all the colors, bright, everything. That is the fakest demonstration I've ever seen in my life. That you ever did. That's the fakest I've ever seen. Where's your color patterns at? You can do any of your color patterns. And the first thing I do, buddy boy, when I actually do any test, like I said, against any screen, the first thing I display is that white screen. You know why I display that white screen? Because that white screen gives me information on what I'm dealing with when I'm going against a certified screen. I always display my white levels first. But nice black paint mix or whatever that crap is you got in that container. That's not our technology. See how bright that fish looks? See how the individual scales pop off the screen? See the white on the OLED bouncing off our screen? J and K 4K demonstrations. Let's go to. Oh, we definitely got to do this one. Look at that. Can't pick up blue. You can't see color. This is why you're being told to calibrate your projector. You've lost your mind going against Nova 7, trying to go against Nova 17. But when your product gets here, we did order your Cinemax and your Frankenstein. When they get here, we're going to do all the demonstrations as we do. We're going to run you the same test format that we put all our screens through. See? Can't pick up contrast. Let's go over to that whole camping scene where our image was supposed to come up so dark you can't see it. I really do get bored. And I'm not trying to be rude here, but I get bored with embarrassing you. We've done these tests already from the first beginning. See, this is the reason why we put our screen paint up there first. People think we're doing it just to mess with them. No, we do this because we know he does idiotic stuff like this. Apparently, he doesn't watch our demonstration, so he doesn't know that we tested this stuff when we first brought the Nova out. And since our screen did beat all 18 certifies over there, you're saying that your screen can go against 18 certified screens? So I would like to see those tests too. And that's a white screen in the center right there, just so you know. Let's go pop it up next to that camping scene real quick. Oh, let's go with the blues too. So you can't even pick up blue. It's your product right there, ain't it? Right there. Where's the red at? You have no color. I have to put you out there like that, but you kind of asked for it. Here we go. And keep in mind, we're not even using ultra short though. We're actually around something like 14, 15 feet away from our screen in a fully lit environment. There's my projector way over there, 720p, what we're using. Interesting, the camping scene doesn't look the same way it does in your video. Our screen's supposed to be so real dark you can't see it. You don't use common sense, that's the problem. Wouldn't you think that I have access to live, that I would come in here, I could duplicate your video and do the exact same thing with your screen paint, and to make it even harder for the screen, a white screen in the center? You can't be that smart. I hate to call anybody stupid, but good gracious, man. All right, let's move on. No. With any screen that we test against, we automatically know from the door that they're going to pull a higher white level because we have a jet black screen. But we also know, because their white level is so high, that they're going to have a problem with being able to produce contrast and color. That's the part you don't get and don't understand. And we'll never understand when it comes to basically having a true projection screen. Your white levels are too high. It's okay to have a somewhat white level, but your white levels are literally so high that you can't pick up color or contrast. If you can't pick up contrast, that means your colors are not going to pop high enough. They're not going to be dark. You're not going to get a more richer, more red, or more blue to add it to it. That's your problem. You're stuck on this old technology of this really, on top of, like I said, we have light gray screens, but you don't have color coding technology, so that's another thing too. See? Right here. That's green, that's red, that's blue. You're not seeing any of those. Do you see what I mean? You can't see red. You see that white screen right there, right next to your screen? You're almost the same as a white screen. You can't see the color red. Embarrass you to get you to understand. You're not on a level when it comes to our technology. Your technology, I can't say it's technology. Your screen paint works. It just doesn't, it works to maybe better a white screen, which we need to find that out right now. I'm going to take a white screen and put it right against your screen right here. And let's see how much of a difference we get between your product and a white screen. So you give a slight difference red, a higher red than a white screen. That's it. But not by much. See, black paint doesn't have a white level. It doesn't pick up white levels. And in order for you to pick up bright, beautiful reds and blues like this screen is producing, you have to be able to have a white level to be able to pick it up. What you have over there that you're doing in your demonstration is black paint. That's why the reds and stuff aren't coming up that bright and that vivid. Because if I was using the same thing you were doing, that means the screens that I have over here would have the same results that you're showing up your video right now. Let's come over to, let's see. No, I like that. I'm going to go a little further. No. I want to do that other bright demonstration over here. This is what I want to do next.
Accidentally replied all to a work email? We all make mistakes. I just make more of them.
I'll drink my green with my Subway sub with tender steak and melty cheese.
My sub is going to dunk all over you.
All right, so let's go over here. And let's grab these demonstrations over here. And let's see how dark my image comes off compared to as you explained in your demonstration. That black screens come up so dark that you can barely see them. So let's see if that's true. Let's keep that going. Like I said, the only thing you have is your white levels are going to be a tad higher, but you're not going to be able to pick up color. Oh, shoot. This came crashing down. That's it. You're going to have a higher white level. That's basically about it. And that's with any gray screen that we go against. They're going to have a higher white level. They're not going to be able to pick up color. As you're not picking up proper blues, skin tone's not coming up correctly. You're not picking up any contrast at all whatsoever. But our image is supposed to be so dark you can't see it. And why are you sitting there saying, oh, but the white levels are higher? No duh, Sherlock. We already know that already. That's why we do the white screens first. The problem is that your white levels are so high, they can't pull up proper colors. That's why your colors are faded in the background. That's here we can pick up that nice bright fire, how that image comes off nice and bright. And we can also display contrast levels at the same time. Can't do that. That's why I know that you will only pick and choose videos that will make your screen look good. And your demonstration already can read your mind from the door. You took black paint, you did a star fill demonstration, and then you stuck the high white levels to try to make your screen look, hey look, his screen comes up so dark you can't see it. That's what you tried to do. You didn't do your demonstration properly. When I do my demonstrations, I always display a white screen first so my customers can see the white levels compared to our technology, and then we go into different colors to show them that the screens cannot pick up proper color correctly. Then we go in and we display multiple colors and white levels. As I'm showing you here, you can't do this demonstration because your screen can't see contrast. You have embarrassed yourself. You have. I haven't even gone into contrast yet. We're still playing around with the white levels. Let's go over and let's play here right now. There you go. You'll be going outside next to this technology today, again. And this time, we're going to do movie demonstrations like Batman, Underworld, dark scenery to show you why you don't go with this product. I try to be nice and say, hey, buy his product, such and so, but now you kind of walked into it. Should I? No, I'm still not going to do it because it'd be wrong, I was going to upgrade your product today and use it to blow out your own screen. That's what I was going to do. And then sell it for $1. If I drop that color coding technology into your screen paint, do you know what I can do with your product? I can reverse engineer and make it 10 times more advanced than what it is. And I can use that to level your own stuff. Then sell it for $1. I can bring my blue screen out here right now, or my green screen, or my purple screen, and I can lay waste to your screen right now. For a screen that's supposed to be so dark, it's pulling up a very high white level. Stop mixing black paint and doing fake demonstrations. You just embarrass yourself. That's all you will do. Apparently you don't watch my demonstrations, so you don't know exactly when we test our screens out. We test it against nice bright colors. And as I said before, the screen in the middle, that's a white screen right there. Just so you know. So if your so-called screen paint, Cinemax, it's supposed to make our screen dark where you can't see it, well, that's a white screen. And that screen actually has a higher white level than your Cinemax. Isn't that some egg on your face? So you want to challenge God's technology, and look where it's got you. Look where it's got you. Got you embarrassed. Now, I'll show you. That's why I put the white screen right there in the center. Because I knew a white screen was going to be brighter than your screen or your Cinemax. So what better way to basically challenge our technology than to have a white screen right there in the center? So keep in mind, like I said, I've already said this from the door. Anytime we test out a high performance certified screen, whether it be a Seymour AV 1.3, which you have not done demonstrations against yet, the DMP Supernova Blade, which you have not done demonstrations again, Matinee Silver, which you have not done a demonstration against, pretty much nothing we have over there in that category you've never done any demonstrations against. And when you do these demonstrations, you mix all these multiple colors together. No, show some demonstrations with some solid blues and greens and reds. That's what you need to do. Because, like I said, you still trying to paint that image that our screens are supposed to be so dark you can't see them. The color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
And yet you can't see color. See? That's why you don't do those color demonstrations. And if you do that with black paint, you know what happens? The color comes up too dark, because in order for us to show a red level that high, that means the screen would have to produce a white level. And black paint does not produce a white level. That's how we know your demonstration is fake. If my screen was that dark, my red levels wouldn't be that high. Actually, they would be so dark and your screen would actually overshadow my screen.
It's crispy. It's creamy. It's Kinder Bueno.
Oh, that has got to be a hurt piece. Oh well. Learn your lesson, learn it well. Learn your lesson, learn it well. Let's see what else we got up here that we can put against our screen. That's a really light screen. That's too light. Let's go with this silver. It's really high grade silver. We're going to take some of this high grade silver right here. This is the silver paint. I'm going to put that right there, right next to yours. Take some of that silver high grade paint. What else do we have here that we can do? Because here our screens come up. We got the Seymour AV 1.3s in here somewhere. Let me see if we got that in here. Seymour AV 1.3. I think that's in here. Here we go. I got it. Seymour AV 1.3. There we go. We've got the silver high grade paint right there, right next to your screen. Let's see what the light screens can do. We have a Seymour AV 1.3. Common sense should have told you, if we test our screens against all these high-end light screens, that you think that your screen would come up looking better. Okay. Let's put that one right there. We're gonna do all light gray screens, all gray screens. Matter of fact, this screen is actually lighter than your personal mix right here. That's lighter than your personal mix. Right there. And we got a white screen right here in the center. Let's see what else we got. We got a matinee silver right there. There's a matinee. I got that right. Yeah, here we go. Matinee silver. Right there. So let's see. We got a white sheet of paper. We have your Pro Personal Mix right there. We have your Metallica mix right there. We have a Seymour AV 1.3. We have a silver paint, which you can buy. This is a cheap silver paint that you buy for around 60 bucks a quart. Now, not only are you claim that your matinee, what do you call that, Cinemax, it's supposed to make our screen look really dark where the colors don't come out correct and all that. That screen's lighter than your screen. That's definitely lighter than your screen because that's white screen right there. That's a matinee silver. So, yeah, let's see if any screens will darken our screen. Again, can't see color. Let's see if their white levels are so high that they can make our screen look dark as you did in your video. Let's go with, let's see. We need some bright white colors. Let's go with the LG snowboarding.
Getting that from YouTube.
See, we've done all these tests already. Where are your tests? I'm curious to see your tests now. Well, our white levels are still white. They might not be as bright as these screens, but they're still white. Not dark like the image you displayed. And tell you the truth, the cheap Metallica, whatever that paint is I got, is better than your screen right there. If you want to go on white levels, that screen is actually producing a higher white level than your screen. And that was like, what, $60? They're like $60 a quart or something like that. It looks exactly like your screen. Isn't that interesting? And yet, look at our white levels. Our screen should be so dark you can't see anything at all. How is that possible, Crow? I'm curious and scratching my head right now. I'm trying to figure it out for myself. How is it possible that you can make out our screen? You can see everything on it with no problem. But by your standards and your demonstration, our screen was supposed to be dark. Unwatchable. No contrast. Can't even pull the red. Isn't that interesting? See, I told you I was going to embarrass you. What is wrong with you? Literally, what is wrong with you at the end of the day? I'm not trying to be rude here, but take the whole Prozac. Don't break them in half. I mean, seriously. I've seen people do dumb stuff in my lifetime, but you got to be kidding me. We tested Novas under this stuff. You know, when I tell you that we put our screens through brutal testing, we put them through brutal testing. You see all those sample sheets we have over there? You know, majority of those sample sheets over there are lighter than my screen. We don't have any sample sheets that are the same color of our screens. So anything we throw against a black screen is going to automatically produce a higher white level. But we do know from the fact that our screens are going to produce a decent white level, bright enough where the customer is not going to be faced with an image he can't see. Duh. Basic common sense. And you come on here and do these dumb demonstrations like, look, I'm going to show you. So you just embarrassed yourself. You really did. You think I wasn't going to come on here and do a demonstration and show you snow sceneries and all that? Oh, come on. We do this stuff all the time. This is why I tell you that if I take your product and bring it down here, it won't last a minute because our tests are brutal. We don't cut corners like you do. Oh, my goodness. It's like talking to a 3-year-old half the time. Would you like me to go switch back over to colors? Should we do that? The color blue.
Getting that from YouTube.
You stay away from certain things because you're afraid that your image is not going to pop up. And it's not. Look at that. You can't see blue. This is why you tell your customers calibrate, 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 calibrate. The color gray. Let's bring up dark gray. You got it in your head. I sat there and said in the demonstration that your product does work if you're putting it against a white screen. I said that your product is not on the same level as our technology, and it's not. Because if that was the case, you could do all the demonstrations under our technology. You can match them one by one, and you can do them all live, which you haven't done yet. You haven't done any of the challenges that I gave you. You have this habit of trying to make our products and show people how to make it. And we said, you know what? You want to do that? Guess what? We got some screens over there called the Exotic. You can make all 12 of those in the timeline in which that technology was developed and do all the tests live so everybody can see it. You haven't done one of those yet. You know why? Because you can never make our product to begin with. How can you compare your technology to us if you're constantly telling your customers, hey, look, our stuff is not ambient light rejection? But if we drag your technology into paint into a well-lit environment, the first thing you start crying about, well, it's not fair because it's not ambient light rejection. So why would you challenge an ambient light rejection screen to begin with? Then we got to come on here and do demonstrations like this and embarrass you.
Should be more light, more nutritious.
So not only did I take your product and put it against my screen, but I took other high-performance screens that are better than yours and put it against my screen. And still was able to go toe-to-toe with them with no problem. Be careful about challenging God's technology. You'll get embarrassed. If I was going to be, like I said, a vengeful kind of person, I'll reverse your technology over here. I have enough of it in that container right now to actually re-engineer that technology. And I will show you stuff that I can actually do to your product that will make the stuff that you have look like nothing. And then I will do a demonstration. I will blow it clean out of the water. Your own stuff. What colors do you want me to pick? We got a whole bunch of colors here we can swap out for. I got blue screens that can see red, and they can see purple, and they can see green, and they can see orange. I got screens that have all different kinds of colors. I can take any one of the exotics downstairs and I can do the same color demonstration we're doing right now, and that exotic screen will see different colors, but your screen will remain the same. If my screen pulled an image that was so dark, then I wouldn't be able to see proper colors. My colors would come up so dark that they would be unbalanced, where your screens can't see it at all. Now, I told you that you could pull a slight better difference than a white screen. That's a white screen right there. White screens don't pull anything at all. But his screens will pull a better color level than a white screen. And if I take this right now, and I stick this right over here like so, now, how did I know about this little demonstration? Well, Crow basically sends me little emails from time to time, and he'll send me a link, say, hey, look, I'm reviewing your product right now, and this is what you're going to have to deal with. And I start laughing because I was like, buddy, you don't even know what you got yourself into, because I'm about to embarrass you so badly on YouTube, it's not going to be funny, because we've done all these tests already before. It's kind of like he's late to everything. So that's the reason why, from the door, when people say, oh, or why are you testing this product, to give him an understanding where he stands. So he can understand how it all works. See what I mean when I said you show a slight better difference in a white screen. But next to our technology, you don't level up. Starfield demonstration. I wonder if I got the Starfield demonstration or I got the creepy demonstration. Starfield demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Aries and Scorpios. I'm not competitive. I just hate losing.
The fact that I can show you different colors, the fact that I can show you white levels, the fact that I can show you black levels, in this whole demonstration. And not only that, take your screen paint and throw it up against the screen, including a white screen, including 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, 1, 2, 3. We got 3 certified screens up here. We got the white screens up here. We can throw up here real quick to have some fun with. As a matter of fact, while we're up here, let's find out how close your screen came to improvement on a Lux. Because I never did a side-by-side with you against the Lux screen. A Seymour AV 1.3. Let me see. The color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now I want to see this. Now, judging by the Seymour AV 1.3 that's leaning next to your screen, that screen pulls a higher white level than your screen. Since you're all into this whole thing about white levels and you think contrast is not important, that screen can pull a higher white level than your screen. And this is your personal mix, which is actually your lightest screen paint. Well, actually, next to that, what's that screen called? Next to the Cinemax. And if your Cinemax, good gracious. If when that thing gets here, if that thing is anywhere, if it's lighter than a personal mix, it's going to look like that white screen laying against this black screen. So we're going to take the Lux. This is the big center screen. All right, and we're going to put that right over here like so. You feed this through. You don't have this falling off. Maybe it might fall off, I'm not sure. This is always a very slippery screen. Half of it over and it's still sliding through. All right. So that's your screen right here. Let me keep this nice and straight. Right there. Now you see how light that screen is? That's a very, very, very light screen. I call it Lux, but it's Luxini. That's your screen right there. And and keep in mind that screen is actually probably lighter than your cinema mix. It might be a little darker than that, I don't know. Let's take your personal mix. So we're going to need some tape because this is definitely going to come down. So let me get some tape here and here. Tape in here. And we'll tape it here. So how fast your demonstration? Well, your demonstration didn't even last that long. You know why it didn't last that long? Because you just basically just picked out a few colors, which you thought was going to make your screen look good. Didn't do the demonstration properly and thoroughly, and you just cut quarters ahead. I'm going to just make it look like just enough damage it can cause. No, buddy, you're going to do this nice and thorough. And then after that, I'm going to take you outside later on the day. We're going to go outside with this today. Take you out there to play too. I'll be back. Oh, wait, before we do that, let me see something here. We're going to take your personal mix. We're going to stick it right here. That's your personal mix right there next to, it's called Lux. You know what I'm talking about. Ain't much of a difference, buddy. I told you already, if your screen didn't come up much of a difference next to that screen, it was going to fail miserably if we put them on our technology. You weren't going to pull a proper red. Let's see if we take this screen right here, which is actually your Metallica mix. We'll put that right there. And then we'll take a white screen and stick it next to that. Matter of fact, we'll put that right there in the center right there. Now let's see how much of a difference we have on that all together next to our technology. See, ain't by much. The white screen can't pick up any color at all, period. It's white screen. But as I said before, he'll pick up a little bit of a difference between that and the white screen. That's it. But next to our technology, you can't see red. You're colorblind. Colorblind! fine as I can be. Man, couldn't imagine staring at that nonsense all day. All right, let's move on. We got so many colors to go through. Let's see. So it ain't much of a difference, to tell you the truth. I told you if your screen didn't come up much of a difference, that was going to be a problem for you. Let's bounce out of this. Well, we got some nice colors over here. Let's see what happens if you pull these colors. Can you see brown? Can't see brown. Nope. So keep in mind that any screen that we beat in that pile, in that category we have over there, and we have quite a lot, that means that pretty much, I mean, if you're anywhere near the color of your screen and you think that's an advancement, on our end, it's not an advancement, because if we did that to that screen, we could do the same thing to yours, which we're doing right now. I'm displaying brown and you can't see brown. How about I take you off of this and see if we get a difference from here. We'll put you right over here. These screens are all lighter than my screen. And we'll take this screen right here, the white screen, and put this at the bottom. We'll get all the light screens up here. Because I'm pretty sure CMR 81.3 has more weight than your screen, and yet none of them are showing brown. Should we get some more screens up here for you? All right, we're going to take this. Well, that's that silver mix right there. What else do we have here? CMR 81.3. Anything brighter up here? Anything lighter? Hey, this is the lightest screens I've got. No, I got a lighter screen than that. Where is the, that's cinnamon, that one right there, right? All right, got an acoustics, got another light screen up there. Oh, how about this? All right, we did a light screen. How about we do a white sheet of paper? Let's do a white sheet of paper against our screen. Let's see if that brings it up, makes it so dark that you can barely see our screen. Let's see, let's stick that right there. How about that? How about a white sheet of paper? There we go. Now we got a white sheet of paper, white certified screen. We got that Lux screen, which is much brighter than our screen. We have your screen paint here, Cinema and Pro. Not Cinema, I'm sorry. We have the Personal Mix and we have the Metallica Mix over there. We got a CMR 81.3. I'm going to matinee silver up there too. See if we can get a lighter screen up there too. How about that? This is where I'm embarrassing you. What do we have here? What do we have here? What's this right here? Very nice bright What's that? That's too dark. We can't use that. Too dark. Too dark. Too dark. Too dark. Can't use that. That's way too dark. That's definitely not going to work. What do we have here? That's too dark. Can't use that. Something brighter than that. Cool. Cool. Nothing up there. Huh. What's this? All right, this is what I'm talking about. We got a cinema gray. This is a very light screen. Let's see if we can put this screen up there and see if we can make our screen look so dark you can't see it. Let's go with that. So light gray screen against our screen. Put that right there. How about that? Huh. Interesting. See how I can embarrass you so badly? We've done these tests already. That's why I'm having fun while I'm doing this. You call your gray, whatever Cinemax paint supposed to be so bright it makes our screen look dark. Well, we got white screens up here. That's a certified white screen. That's a white piece of paper. That's a Seymour AV 1.3, very light silver screen. We got a cinema gray. We have the Lux right over here, which again spell Luxini. And then over here, we have your product right there. And none of y'all can see color. If our screen was so dark, it wouldn't be to pull up such a bright green. The embarrassment. It's got to be bad.
If you want to be a winner, then get a turkey football from Subway. That's oven roasted.
Gotta stop doing these fake demonstrations. Make yourself look bad. Butterflies, 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
We'll bring this one up a little bit so we can get more of my screen on there because I want to see more of my screen. Get this off real quick. There we go. There we go. I'll rewind that back to where we had it at because I'm going to be able to see more of my screen on there too. Let's see. Make sure this is straight. There we go. J&K 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
It's supposed to be so dark that you can't see the screen. The cat trunk shows up in black. Isn't that interesting? So literally, our screen's supposed to be so dark, you can't see it. And we have all these other light screens up here against our screen, but it's supposed to be so dark that you can't see it. to make sure we get a lot of our screen showing. Let's go over to, let's see, J and K 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
Your playlists are a plan. Because you rock and roll and bring it fun.
Let's see what we get. We've done all these already. Got white levels, everything. Mind you, Crow, by your point of view, our image is supposed to be so dark you can't see the screen. Means that image should have been, where our screen is at, should have been jet black. And you shouldn't have been to see anything at all. Look at you. Sad man. At the end of the day, it comes down to jealousy. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. When we develop our technology, all of our technology, whether it be blue, green, gray, whatever it may be, they all have to go through that demonstration. Anyone that's watched any one of my demonstrations knows that anytime we test out a screen paint with the exotics, they're tested with 3 certifieds right from the door. With anything else we test out, they all have to go through the same thing, the same grinder, as in what you avoid to do at all costs whatsoever. Because you have to pick and choose what demonstrations are going to make your screen look good, or what screens are going to basically make your screen look good. It can't be too much. It's going to be too overpowering. You do these darkened demonstrations and dark environments. You don't do anything like we do over here. Nothing. But you're constantly trying to basically prove yourself to be better than us. How about you do this? How about from now on, when you do your demonstrations, you do all your demonstrations in a fully lit environment. You show your contrast demonstration, your contrast levels. You show your color levels. You do all your demonstrations against your certified screens. You do everything by the book and stop cutting all these corners. Then I wouldn't have to embarrass you like this. Now, when I talk to my customers and I tell them from the door that when you're dealing with a black screen, anyone who's ever bought paint from me, the first thing I said, and it says right down the website, when you're dealing with a black paint, the white levels are always going to be a tad lower. That's with any black screen. Whether you're dealing with black diamond, whether you're dealing with a gunmetal screen or a dark gray screen, white levels are always going to drop. It's a sacrifice, it's a give and take. But you have to make sure that when you're doing your white levels, that you have to make sure that the white levels are going to be crisp enough where the customer is going to be able to still be able to see the image nice and bright on the screen with no problem. Now, same thing goes if you're doing a gray screen. A gray screen is going to have issues with contrast, and with contrast is going to be color. Color is going to have a problem popping because the contrast levels are not dark enough. This is why when we display our ultralight gray screens, when we display our black silver gray screens, what do? We show you off tons of contrast demonstrations, because that's one of the things you should be seeing the most on that screen. That's something that some people will skip over because they know their screen's probably going to come up very poorly. That's why they do that. They want to make it seem that it's something that it's not. If that was the case and I hid those demonstrations, I would never start any of my demonstrations to begin with, knowing that I have screens in my pile that are far lighter than my screen on a white level first, which I always do. But for some reason, you think this is something new, and no one who's ever watched my demonstrations has never seen me do this before. I do it all the time. This is why when you come out here and you make these dumb demonstrations, you end up looking like a complete idiot. LG snowboarding demonstration. Done this one 3 times already in the same video. Now, Mr. Crow, so you can understand this, we make everything, which means if our customers want a lighter gray screen, I have light gray screens that will put your screens to shame because I tested that already. The black silver, I went against your screen, it beats your screen. The ultra light gray screen beats your screen. You know why? Because I can display contrast on the screens and you will never do that on your screen. The black silver has displayed outside, and mind you, for all our screens can get a label, they have to be able to display an image outside at 13 feet away, and one of the images they have to show is a star field demonstration at a 190 degree viewing angle. That means that black silver, that gray screen, was able to do that outside. That's why it has this label. Why do I do my demonstrations live? Because there's no smoke and mirrors. There's no way to get around it. If that screen fails, everybody's going to see it fail. So the fact that you've never done any demonstrations on a level of a black silver, you can't compete with it. And that screen did do its 18 certified with no problem whatsoever. It did its 22 feet back on 1,000 lumens with a 130 in the center of the screen with no problem. So if my customers feel that a black screen is too much for them, guess what? We make everything. You want a blue screen, I can get you a blue screen. You want a green screen, I can get you a green screen. We make everything. So I have no problem with displaying my colors, my white levels, all that. That's what you're supposed to do from the door. As in when you're showing off those, your gray screen, your cinematic gray screens, you should be showing off anything with black contrast levels, and all black contrast levels demonstrations should be done in a fully lit environment. So that way you don't camouflage anything in the dark. You know why my demonstrations take so long? Because that's how long the tests take. I have to show you so much in that demonstration that you need to see. When you see somebody just breezing through a demonstration as fast as they can, yeah, that's something. There's things in there they're hiding from the door. Look, red levels are not popping up. Contrast levels are not popping up. This is a demonstration you did in the dark. Oh, man. I hate to go out on this guy, but I'm telling you, just don't learn. He never learns. Not only do we have your screen up here, just to prove a point, we got a white screen there against our technology, white sheet of paper right there. We got your product there, your product there. We got a cinema gray right there, and we got a Seymour AV 1.3 right there. And that's a silver screen next to our technology. And you're doing demonstrations like your Cinema Max makes our screen look dark. If you don't get that black hokey pokey paint you got from Home Depot out of here, stop that nonsense. Grow up. Let's get that one. Which one was that fell off? Oh, that was the Grace. Here we go. Fake demonstrations. My goodness, man. This is why you don't cut your corners when you do your demonstrations, because dealing with, I hate to call this guy an idiot, but he is what he is. I'm sorry, he's an idiot. You know what I mean? Because of idiots like that who do dumb demonstrations like that. That's why I said I can back up all my work, 100%. All my videos are done live. And not only am I doing your product, Crow, but guess what? Like I said, I'm doing screens that are lighter than your products. Certified screens that are better than your product against my black screen. And once your Cinemax gets here, I'm going to do your Cinemax, Frankenstein, Personal Mix, Metallica Mix, all at the same time against the Black Nova. And see how those screens level up. As a matter of fact, I plan to buy all of them. And put them to the same rigorous restrictions and tests we have to put our screens through. And see how your screen pulls up. And we're not done yet, buddy boy, because you're going outside today. See, you can't pull contrast, which means you can't pull up that nice, beautiful sunrise. Not going to come up. Let's see what else we got here. 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
And like I said, any one of these screens that we test against, one thing we know that the white levels are going to be a tad higher. We know that already. But we know for a fact because your white levels are high, you can't see color or contrast. That's your downside. White levels are too high. That's why anytime I do a demonstration, I show white levels first. Because if that screen is producing too high of a white level, when I sit there and say, oh, here we go, I know what's going to happen to it. Sometimes the white level is not a good thing, it's a bad thing. As you're seeing here. And if you got a white screen, well, that's what you got right there. I don't know why people still use those things. Well, I guess you can't. You got no choice, because that's the only thing they sell. Well, you know, answer my own question right there. Ice cream truck. Huh. I want to talk to this guy. Back here, just a minute. I'm looking at here. I should know this. Her skin is supposed to be a deep brown. Just to let you know why I know that. not faded. Again, see the individual bubbles and stuff coming off the glass right there. See the detail in it. See how it's washed out here. Look at the white sheet of paper. That's the white sheet of paper right there. That's your personal mix right there. Ain't much of a difference. You're supposed to see the individual beads come off the water, off the glass. You can't even see that. Your screen's producing too much white light. That's the problem. And if you think that's even more shocking, wait till I take you outside and you see exactly how much ambient light your screen gets nailed with outside, and how fast your image is going to fade. And here, we got light on it here, but that's nothing compared when we go outside. If your image can't maintain that contrast level, it is going to wash out completely, no matter what color I bring up. And that's something I will be displaying, those color levels outside on your product. As a matter of fact, I got enough of it there in that container where we'll paint half of one of the screens with your coating, and we'll paint half of it with Nova, and we'll do a demonstration outside with it. I mean, because if you're going to go side by side with the Nova, you might as well go through the whole full test. Why do half and half? Why do the whole fake whatever demonstration you just did? Let's do the whole demonstration, everything. As I said before, you can't see red. I showed you enough white levels into this house mode. Now let's bring you over to an area that you can't play at. Now look at this. Look at this. Look at all your colors. The greens are not even coming up properly. Outer space screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
Or let's try. Ooh, I'm gonna do this one real quick. Hold on.
With Skechers Max cushioning, you get more cushion, more rebound. Each style includes.
Isn't that interesting? You can see my screen in the commercial, but I thought it was supposed to be so dark you can't see it.
Added traction and durability. Get more with the Skechers Max cushioning collection.
That's interesting. Your screen's not coming up brighter. The problem is that you can't pull a contrast level. Your screen's washing out. Same as the white sheet of paper. It's reacting the exact same way as a white sheet of paper. There's contrast in this screen. There's deep blues in this screen. If you can't pick any of those colors up, your screen comes up looking tan, much like a white sheet of paper. See? See how the image is supposed to have a nice little orangey to the coral reef? And see right here how you can't see it? See how it's supposed to be black in here in the coral reef? And right there you can't see it. Because you can't see contrast, that's why. Screen doesn't come up brighter, it comes up faded. You're seeing a faded image. That's something they're not going to tell you from the door anyway. Let's go play in the Black Nova's backyard. So I've already played in your backyard. I went to white levels. We did skin tones. We did different shades of color. We did the whole 9 yards. We did everything. Now we're going to go into an area that you can't go into. Ah, thank you. See, you can't go into contrast. Can't even play around with it. Can't even think about it. So when y'all go back and rewind this video, you will see that Mr. Bird covered everything in the demonstration thoroughly. Not some fake demonstration with some whatever black nonsense you mix together and try to make it seem like it's our product. No, we took your product out here, put it against our screen, took a white certified screen, stuck it against our screen, took a white sheet of paper, stuck it against our screen, and then took 2 other lighter gray screens, certified, and stuck them against our screen, and we did all the white levels, we did the colors, we did the contrast, we did everything. And still blew your screen out of the water. Fake demonstrations will get you nowhere but embarrassment. And people are like, oh, but that's not proper business like. Oh, yeah, it is proper business like. If you want to challenge my technology and you want to try to slander my technology, I'm going to embarrass you. Lick your wounds, go about your business. Because when your product gets down here, I'm going to make sure that every last one of those sample sheets goes against a Black Nova now. And like I said, if your screens are even darker, because we already did the UV mix. UV mix couldn't even stand against this screen. And no way whatsoever when it comes to contrast levels and colors. We've done that already. So that's your darkest paint. Anything darker than that, you'd be leaning over into a black screen. And if the personal mix is the lightest screen paint, and you have anything lighter than the personal mix, it's going to do extremely bad against this technology because the personal mix is barely holding on by the skin of its teeth. Look. Did you notice I saved the contrast demonstrations for last? If they weren't, it wasn't necessary to show them first. The first thing I showed off were the white levels. I tell you, when you sent me that email with that screen, I laughed so hard. And then when I watched the demonstration, I laughed so hard. You have no idea why, and the reason why is because we've done all these tests. We don't cut corners over here. We do everything by the book. And when you do everything by the book, and your screens have to go through all this rigorous testing, you know for a fact when you watch somebody who has a fake product and they're not doing any of those demonstrations, like on your level, what you're doing, you're seeing how the screen's coming up, and the particular videos that they're choosing, it's, yeah, automatically from the door, I knew your product was fake. Any black paint can pick up a contrast level. The problem is it can't pick up a white level. And in order for you to prove that technology to be better than any other black screen, you would have to test it against other white screens. And the best lightest screen you could test it against is white. Which means that white sheet of paper and that white certified screen can pull a higher white level than your screen. And it's not turning our screen dark where we can't see it. Let's try that. New York City, nighttime, screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Stop into Wawa for a boost from the tropics and power up with a Red Bull Dragon Fruit beverage today.
What's interesting is this is a white sheet of paper next to your screen. That's what's interesting. So if your Cinemax is lighter than the personal mix, good gracious. I know that's going to produce an insane white level, which means the colors are going to wash out so fast. Okay, I'm done. I'll tell you that much, man. You are entertaining, man. You are really entertaining. How about you go against that signature screen? I got it upstairs in the Japanese tea room. You can go against that one right there. I can do the windows open on that screen at 1,000 lumens, and I can sit that on a ledge and do that demonstration with 130 in the middle of that screen. And I could pull up snow, star fields, whatever I want on that screen. How about you do that star field demonstration in a full lit environment like we asked? There you go. That's the white screen right there. "4K snow screensavers."
Getting that from YouTube.
You're a funny dude. You're a funny dude. Yeah, our screen comes so black you can't see it. As a matter of fact, you can even see the individual branches because you do know there's contrast in the screen, right? You got to see the individual branches. You can't see them. They're whitewashed. On all your screens, they're whitewashed. Let's do the snarl doggy over here. Let's see if my screen comes up so dark you can't see it. It's supposed to come up pitch black that you can't see it at all. It's supposed to be dark.
That started in ours.
Interesting. You can see the wolf's body right here. You can see his nose, his eyes, his tail, his tongue, everything. You can even see the imprint in the snow. See, my screen can see a white level. Your screen can't see contrast. None of it. Not one thing. Nothing. Can't even see color correctly. Nothing. And my screen can pull a white level. As black as it is, it can pull a white level. See that? But you can't even see a contrast level at all. Color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
See? Nothing. You can't see color. Do. Then when we switch the colors from blue to purple, you're not seeing nothing. That's sad. at least my screen can pull up a white level. And at that, it's bright enough that you can see the details and the wolf and the snow, the imprints, everything. And mine got a white screen landing against my screen also, where you can't even see color because all you can see is a white level. Let's go with sky blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
There you go. This is why you got to calibrate. It's supposed to be that color.
Want to try some of my Mountain Dews here?
Oh, please don't make a remake of the Gremlins. That's been done already. There's your green. Let's try the color gray screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
There's dark gray. See if we can get some light gray in here. Some light gray. And that's embarrassing. You got a black screen that's producing a better gray than a screen that's actually gray. Okily dokily. And again, can't see red. All right, now I'm beating a dead horse to death, pretty much. Yeah. Stay in your lane. That's all I got to say to you. Just stay in your lane. That's what you need to do. Because tomorrow I'll bring my silver technology out here, my grade silver technology, and I'll blow your screen clean out of the water by pulling a star through demonstration outside on that technology versus your screen. If you want to play around in the gray screen category, I have gray screen technology too. I'll bring out a black silver. And I'll pull that contrast level right next to a black screen, and it'll match that black screen with no problem, while your screen will remain gray in that spot. If you want to go against my gray screens, I'm gladly welcome to bring one of them up so you can go against it. Because you can't pass any of the tests. As a matter of fact, at the bottom of this demonstration, I will put the black silver, the gray screens technology. I'll put that demonstration so you can check it out if you want to come and click and look at the test of that screen, which the final, which was done outside, which it pulled the star field outside, and it's gray. And I'll give you that challenge. See, can't pull red. It's supposed to be a wheat field. Oh man. Yeah, this is starting to get a little sad for me. Let me see. Contrast demonstration test.
Getting that from YouTube.
Does your plug-in fade too fast? Try Unifi's Fade to 5 plug. It has built-in technology to digitally control how much scent is released to smell first stay fresh for 50 days.
Should I haven't even put you against an infinity black? Yeah, that's a screen right there for you. That's a nightmare screen. That's another 17. Nope, your contrast levels don't pull. Again, we know your reds are not going to pull. And it's not just your screen up here. We got certified screens and we got white screens. Not gray screens, white screens up against my screen. So for some reason, none of these screens are making my screen so dark you can't see it. Maybe we're going about this wrong. Maybe we're not doing it the way he did in his demonstration. See, I don't rush my demonstrations. I take my time because there's nothing to hide. I can choose any demonstration I want and throw it against this screen. Where you have to pick and choose certain demonstrations and stick to that. Looks like your screen's about to fall off. Yep, so I'm locking back and go like it's about to fall. All right, let's get us up another one. What do we got out here? Let's pick this jazz video demonstration right here. We'll do the OLED jazz demonstration. See how many times your screen comes up tan. Want to go back and see that one again? There we go. How many times does the screen come up tan? Comes up tan, it means a few things. Color's not picking up, contrast is not picking up, that's why the screens come to tan. That's why we got a white screen right there to represent that white screens don't pick up nothing up at all. So if it's matching that white screen or coming close to matching it, yeah, you're in that same category. That's a white sheet of paper, so you know. That is his product here, that's his product there. And it just shows you with my 720p projector, 800 by 600 SVGA, not a P2. Low-end 720p projector. And I'm blowing the screen out of the water. And yet he's got a P2 over there. I don't need an expensive projector. My technology does all the work. If your screen doesn't look that good, okay, this is what I can understand. How do you have, I gotta pause this for a minute because that just popped in my head. How in the world do you have this screen over here at your place? You have your personal mix over there. And it's supposed to look so insane, so beautiful, so incredible. You got it on this overpriced, expensive projector, but yet I have it over here sitting on my $150 SVGA projector. That pretty much is, you know, it's a low-end projector. It's SVGA at 800 by 600. And it looks incredible on my screen, but it makes your screen look like eh. You know why? Because my screen does all the work. My screen works 100%. Yours is not doing the job. If it did, it would show an improvement. It's only 2200 to 1 contrast. You have a 2 million to 1 contrast. So how in the world is this projector over here, SVGA, looks incredible on our screen, but yet on your screen, it looks like, eh. That's because on your paint, the projector does all the work. That's why you have to have these high-end projectors, because they do all the work. Me, I don't have to worry about that. I can just use a 720p SVGA projector and produce a beautiful image. Because the screen does all the work, not the projector. And the same thing with these big companies. They use these high-powered, expensive projectors to make their screens look good. Or maybe I have too much light in the environment. The environment may be too bright. My projector may be too far of a distance away. If that's the problem, then your product is flawed. That's interesting. When you see that demonstration, you're in the dark and you're using that P2. It's not P2 behind me. There's a Basic 720p projector. That's why you've been telling people don't buy 720p projectors. You're not so and so and so. Yeah, because if they use it on your screen, then boom, that's what's going to happen. See, this is what comes from when you do dark environment and high powered projectors. Because like I said, if I bought your, well, I did buy your screen paint. If I painted your screen on a 100-inch and I put this in my environment and I use it on a projector right there, that's the image I would have pulled up. Let's go with, we gotta get a white screen back up there. Let's go with, let me see what we need here. Stand in front of the whatchamacallit too.
Taste the crispness that comes from naturally occurring electrolytes. Poland Spring origin.
And wait until tonight. We're going to do the dark night outside, and your screen's going to be out there, and we're going to see how your contrast level pulls. Oh, I expect for a screen to be a little brighter. All these screens are lighter than my screen. I expect them to be a little brighter. It's supposed to be. But what I also need to see is contrast level and color. You have to do more than pull white level when it comes to a screen. You have to do a lot more than that. Let's see if we get this contrast demonstration test.
Getting that from YouTube.
No, they butchered it. We got to go in and do it ourselves. They butchered it. They butchered it. Because there's no point in having a, that's why I said, he's telling you the Cinemax is bright. No. That screen can't pull contrast. It can't pull contrast, it can't pull color. If his other screen paints over here, it's not pulling contrast and color, and I'm showing you this, it can't, it pulls it even worse because it's lighter, it has less contrast in it. And that means he has a projector that sits over there with a 2 million to 1 contrast, and he ain't seeing jack. If that was the case, he could pull a star field demonstration in a fully lit environment with no problem if his screen was pulling that contrast level like that. Easily. And I've already done the LG snow demonstration 3 times on the screen over and over again. And white demonstrations and all that all together. So like I said, he didn't do any of those at all. Let's go with the contrast. Contrast. Here we go. Contrast test demonstration. This is what we need right here. Here we go. This is my personal favorite. This is the Sony contrast demonstration. Screen is super dark. I guarantee you, when that projector he has, he's only probably getting 50% of it. So Jamie, next time you do a demonstration, or Fernando, whatever way you want to call yourself, next time you do a demonstration, this is how it's supposed to be done. Thorough and by the book. Supposed to display everything. Just like I did on my black screen, I displayed everything. Nothing I hid from the customers. Customers got a chance to see everything. White levels, they got a chance to see contrast, facial tones, everything. Not pick and choose, because when I saw your demonstration from the door, automatically knew what you were doing. Number one, we knew that was black paint that you had in there. Number two, we saw you do the Starfield demonstration because you want to show that first to prove that was supposed to be our product. And then all you did was just stick to white levels and colorful levels to try to make it seem like our screens pull up contrast level, but we can't pull up color. That's where you made yourself look like a complete idiot, because I came in here and I took your product and then I took a white screen, white sheet of paper, and other 2 certified screens that were white and light silver screens, and did the demonstration on everything, hiding nothing from anybody. And that's where you made yourself look like an idiot. So I didn't pick and choose my demonstration, because if I did, what I would have done was I would have done all contrast levels, showing my screen's superior side. No, I went for the weakest side of my screen, which is the white levels, and displayed that the screen can still maintain white levels, still display color, and produce beautiful images right next to screens that are far lighter than the screen. And did it all in a fully lit environment. And now this is my screen displaying the strong points, crushing your screen completely. Like I said, this is only 22,000 to 1 contrast. You have a 2 million and you can't even do this. Put your left foot in, put your right foot in, do the hokey pokey thing. It's another demonstration you like to do in the dark. You don't do these demonstrations in a well-lit environment because your screen will come up tan. What else we got here? Gonna play around with real quick. Man, I'm gonna beat a dead horse with that. Pretty much it would be. So here's the Cinema Mix 2.0 right here. That's what I tested against. Just so you know, if your Cinema Max is lighter than this, you already know the outcome of what's going to happen to it. We had a white sheet of paper. We had another white screen sitting up there against my technology. Not gray, white. We had an Elite Screen Acoustic Pro 1080p sitting against my screen. And white sheet of paper. We had a Vivistorm white screen sitting against my screen. Another professional certified screen, Vivistorm. We had a Seymour AV Matinee Silver right there. And we also had the Cinema Gray. So I like these screens that are next to my technology. So if I'm able to sit here and do this demonstration with ease, with these screens being lighter than my screen, a white sheet of paper and a white certified screen, and your products, that just shows your demonstration was a complete fake, and you got to stop mixing black paint and trying to convince people that this is how his product reacts. Because in the end, you'll come out looking like an idiot.
You broke your phone. Surprising.
See that technology right there, Mr. Crow? See that right there? See how bright that image is coming up?
For up to $1,000 off our best 5G phones. Because at Verizon, the network is just the beginning.
When that screen displays red, it shows red. When it shows blue, it shows blue. When it shows all the colors, it shows them correctly without calibrating. Your screens fade and wash out. As I said before, the white levels may be a little tad lower than when it comes to darker screens, lighter screens, but it's nothing that's going to basically take away from my customers' viewing pleasure. It's not going to be so dark you can't see the screen. I don't know what goes on in your head, man. I really don't. I don't know if freaking the hamster jumped off the wheel. I don't know what goes on in your head sometimes. If I'm watching somebody doing live demonstrations of their product, why in the world would I do some fake paint on demonstration if the man is out there doing live demonstrations of his work? I think you got this thing in your head. You feel that if you do it, then everybody will believe you and nobody else. There are people like that out there. I think it's called delusion of grandeur. I think that's what it's called. When somebody believes in something so much. Yeah. At the end of the day, as I said before, my technology comes from God. So when you sit there and do dumb stuff like that, you'll be outed for what you are. Just like when you did all those dumb demonstrations against 12, I said, oh, 12 is so dark you can't see it. Well, guess what? 17s are 3 shades darker than 12s, and look at the images they pull out, which goes back to show that any demonstrations you did under a 12 were falsified and fake. Something wrong with you. I really do. I really believe there's something wrong with you. I'm not trying to be rude here, but at some point I think you got to have your left and your right written on your shoe. There's something wrong with you. You need prayer, church, something wrong with you at the end of the day. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see any of that. None of that if that screen was that dark. But since you want to go back and forth on white levels, well, like I said, I'll bring out my ultralight silver, ultralight gray, or I'll bring out my black silver, and I'll blow your screen out of the water. That's great technology, color coding technology. I can pull white levels on that screen to blend into your screen, and I can pull a contrast level that your screen can't do. All right, I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this video, and in that link will be the final test demonstration for a black silver, which displayed a starfield demonstration on a gray surface, and it came up black. That's going to be your challenge. I want you to do the same demonstration. Have it done by tomorrow. Skyworth, food demonstration. Now, my business partners will be calling me today because they'll be laughing at you today. They will. They were like, there must be something wrong with that boy. Honestly. Mix of black paint together, make that, whatever, man. You need to get a life. You need a life. Wrong. That's sad that somebody takes that much effort, that much time in their day to try to tear down somebody's product. Look, at the end of the day, when I tested your product, I didn't say don't buy from the man. I didn't say it wasn't worth your time. I said it doesn't level up to our technology, and it doesn't. It does perform better than a white screen. It does. But it doesn't level up next to our technology, and it doesn't. You got to accept that. You got to put the time in, you got to put the test in, you got to put the faith in. But all this little dumb devilish nonsense that you're doing by making these fake demonstrations, As I said, whatever's in the dark is going to be out in the light. And if you're going to try to make my technology and the technology I get from my Lord and Savior look like a complete sham, then you got another thing coming. If my projectile forces back, no ultra short throws. See how nice and bright the doors are, the bricks. Look at the whiteness on her shirt, where she moved from there. Look at her skin tone. Yeah, you guys stop trying to make a mockery of people's work. That's why you won't get nowhere in life. She's busy doing too many wrong things. So keep in mind that anytime you watch a demonstration, you see my screen display color, his can't do that. We pull contrast levels, his screen can't do that. And for, like I said, with our black technology, as I said before, yeah, white levels are going to be a tad lower anytime you come to a white screen. A white screen is going to pull a higher white level any day than any of the screens he has, unless they're white. But our white levels are not going to be so low you can't see the screen. If the white levels were so low, you wouldn't be able to see those pastel colors. They wouldn't show up. They would all blend to one dark color. If that was the case. Now, if you want to compare white levels, I got a screen for you to compare white levels. It'll wash your screen clean out. Look how natural the colors are. Oh. I'm gonna watch me a Western today. I love watching Westerns. My favorite thing to watch. Let's pause that for a minute. Let's go over to the lady and see how she looks over here. I'm curious to see myself. If you notice this, Jamie, so I can show you how this works. You see the color of her collar? See how white it is right there? Matched to her skin tones. Look at the colors of her lips. See all that? It takes different shades of white levels to be able to do that. It's like if you take the color pink, let me explain it to you. And if you add more white to it, the pink gets brighter. And if you add less to it, then basically it remains, it gets a little darker. If you add more dark to it, then it gets darker. And then if you add more white to it, it gets lighter. You have different levels and shades of pink. Like you have different levels and shades of white. You got eggshell, you got colonial, you have different shades. So in order for a black screen to be able to produce a white level, it has to be able to produce multiple shades. If the levels are too dark, that means the images come out dark, the color comes out dark, it comes out dirty, much like you would see in black paint. You know, everyday house paint that you get from Home Depot and Lowe's. There you go. I want to laugh about this so badly, but you know I gotta learn to be mature about this, because even God don't like it when you basically laugh at your enemies. All I can do is pray for you, my man. That's all I can do is pray for you, because that was a sad display you just pulled off today. Look at that. I'm gonna go back here for a minute. Look at this right here. You can even see the steel reflecting off the bowl. All that. Look at the metal pans. All that. See that right there? Let's leave it off with Beautiful Girls 4K. I like that one because the skin tones and everything looks real beautiful on the screen. Next, I'll get that ultimate cop out. Like he'll say, well, he's got to be using special effects. It's a live demonstration. Once I got Thanos powers, that's the only way that's going to happen.
Hormel Natural Choice Sludge.
May try. It's interesting.
Flavorful masterpiece. You just can't wait to.
Oh, I'd have snapped that would. No. I'd have snapped that would happen. Are you kidding me? You spent all day making that sandwich. Somebody just come and grab it? Oh, heck no. My sandwich. A sandwich. Or a sandwich. Either way you say it. I'm going to do the Beautiful Girls, but every time I see another demonstration, I'm going to do it. I like to do these nice bright colors on here. Can you imagine this? This is going to be 135 outside. So I decided that my outside screen, I paid too much money for it. Number one, it is an elite screen, official elite screen. So it did cost me a little bit more at 135 inches. So I'm just going to basically take it apart, take it off, not take it apart, but disconnect it from the railing, bring it inside of here, turn it into a black Nova, and take it back outside. So if I do a 235.1, which I would like to have outside, but I won't be able to watch everything I want on it. Like I said, this is a 235.1 I have in here, and I can't watch everything I want off this screen. I got to pick and choose what I can watch off this screen. So, you know, it's just sometimes I wonder, like, what I like the 235.1 widescreen, but you're just not watching everything you want off that screen. It's just not going to happen. Let's go with the Beautiful Women 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
Kind of got to pick and choose what you can watch. We're constantly going through selection, like I said, widescreen format. Is that widescreen format? I'm like, nope. I'm pretty sure. Oh, sorry about that. There's a lot of movies in that particular format, but you just going to have a library of it all. And I haven't got around to building a library for it yet. So, there we go. And I'm going to try to clean my mess up over here, because I got a mess in here now. Yeah, some white piece of paper. Yeah, he doesn't, I hate to say it, no, he doesn't think too well. Because, like I said, we got all these sample sheets in here, and I don't have any sample sheets in that pile that match my black screen. So anything I throw against the screen is going to produce a higher white level than my black screen. So, and I have to test all those sample sheets against my screen. You watch me do it. Those sample sheet, the sample sheet, the sample sheet right against my screen. So I don't know where in the world he got the idea that his gray screen paint was going to be able to compete with any of the certified screens I have in here. So if you're saying that your product is better than the 18 I have in here, then you should do a demonstration. And you should do that demonstration with the color patterns. Because I do it all the time. All the time. all the time. All right, all right. Like I said, you see that big pile over there, Jamie? That big pile of sample sheets, all from what most of them are certified screens in there. I even have Elite Screens new, I think the ceiling light rejection, but I got the 2. I'm trying to get the 3. That's what I'm missing. I'm missing the 3. And then I got all Vivid Storms in there and Seymour AV. I got everybody in there. But yeah. You got to test stuff against screens that you know that basically going to may cause your screen to fail. Which means you got to go against some of those darker screens, and you have to do those demonstrations not on chosen select video demonstrations. You have to choose those demonstrations on contrast, because that's what you're displaying off your screen. We all know your screen can pull white level and color. No, not can't pull color. It can pull white level, but not color, because like I said, your personal mix is actually darker than your cinema mix. And if your cinema mix is lighter, it's not going to do well against your screen. We pull color levels up, it's not going to do well. It's not going to be to pull it. It's going to come off like a white sheet of paper. I guarantee you, bar none, when it gets here, it's going to come off like a white sheet of paper. So I don't even know what to be able to begin to even tell you. Really don't know what to tell you. Maybe good luck? I don't know. I'll show you. You got it right there. And there's something still left over in there. About that much left over in there. As for that whole copyright thing, I don't want you to think we forgot about you, because we didn't forget about you. All right? Now, like I said, I couldn't care less if you do side-by-side demonstrations, as long as you do them correctly and stop doing all that cheap, dumb nonsense you usually do. But when you take my copyrights and use them without my permission, that's another story. So, lawsuit's still on, buddy boy. Don't forget about that. We ain't forgot about that. Oh no, just because we're not talking about it doesn't mean we forgot about it. $8K.
Getting that from YouTube.
See what time we got. We got time. Let's see. Well, you will be going outside today, so I got to mount this thing outside today. We're gonna do a color pattern outside, contrast demonstration, and I'm gonna find some. They got some tests, unlicensed, where you can't get hit with copyrights. We're gonna do some of those demonstrations. And now, since you want to start doing these little side by side, for now on, when we test our outdoor screens, you'll be out there with that technology outside now, for now on. We want to show our customers now, for now on, we're just going to the white screens. That's showing them that white screens are not worth your time. Now we're going to just basically put it with any gray screen without color coding technology. Now, keep in mind, we have gray screens. Would I advise you to use one of them outside? No, I wouldn't. Not even my own stuff. I wouldn't advise you. The best screens that are used for outside, that we tell people, bar none, it's black. That's the best for outside. Gray screens, you want something that's going to be to pull a heavy contrast level and to be able to absorb in a ton of light. And I told people, even on a cloudy day, you will have more light outside than you will have inside your house when it's well lit. So I advise people that if you're going to be doing screens outside, make sure they're black. We don't use gray screens outside. We don't use purple screens outside. None of them screens are displayed outside. We do demonstration testing them outside with our final test or ambient light rejection test to earn that label, but we don't use them outside. The only ones we use outside are black screens because they're designed for it. They just pull better images outside. The contrast better, the level. It's just a much more beautiful screen to have outside. So since you had this thing against our Black Nova, from now on, any demonstrations we do, whether it be inflatable projection screens, canvas screens, whatever screens we're developing for outside, you're going to be out there, buddy boy, next to that screen. So congratulations. Look at it that way. And now we'll be advertising. Don't use gray screens outside either, because we don't even use our own out there. It's just not going to do it. All right, with that being said, got anything else I want to display off of this thing?
What do you see when you look at me?
Because I got to mount this outside in a few minutes.
Look again.
Man, I want to get my other screen painted so I can get my 135 out there done. But I got to wait on that one. I got to wait on the 135 because I got customers to take care of. I got customers to take care of. Once I get my customers through, which should be Saturday. Okay, so tracking numbers are going out today, later on around 12 o'clock tonight. We'll process the orders on Friday. If you do place an order on Friday, we'll still be able to process it before Saturday's ship out date, just to let you know. And then after that, I can get my 135 painted and remounted outside. I already ordered my rugs for my deck outside and some other cool stuff I wanted to get. I had to get speakers too because my speaker system went upstairs, so I need to put a new speaker system outside. And then I can go out there. I love these things outside. The Fire Stick works amazing outside. Oh my goodness, but you know what I went through with it? My PS4 had issues outside. It was always cutting off and this was going wrong and that was going wrong. Not the same thing bad about the Chromecast. I had a few of those here, but them suckers don't link up for jack. Because if your Wi-Fi is bad or doesn't connect too well, my Wi-Fi is pretty good. But if your cell phone is having problems, then your Chromecast is having problems. I'm able to walk around this thing and go blah, 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 this and blah, 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 that. And pick it up this and pick it up that. Oh, yeah, definitely. I bought another one just for these outside. Just for outside. Yes, sir. I can't wait to get out there and watch my Dennis the Menace. All my old shows from back in the day. That's what I like about this, because I got the Dick Van Dyke Show. I got I Dream of Jeannie. I like all the old shows from back in the day. I don't watch anything. I still haven't seen the Godzilla versus King Kong. It's just that the movies like that just don't do anything for me. I just like the old classics. Last night, I watched Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood. Freaking amazing. I love watching stuff like that, you know what I mean? The good, the bad, the ugly, high paint drifters, Fistful of Dollars, The Magnificent Seven, stuff like that. Charles Bronson has a lot of good Western movies, Yul Brynner, stuff like that. Not a big fan of John Wayne. Just want to put it out there. Just not a big fan of John Wayne. But well, actually, there was one movie he did do, but it wasn't a Western. It was one that basically he was in Ireland. I forgot the name of that one. Oh, it was Big Jake. It was something like that. It was in Ireland. That was a pretty good one. I think anything connected to anything. I like Ireland movies. Anything movies from Ireland. Finnegan's Rainbow. That's a classic. That's another thing. Like you know what I mean? I like those kind of stuff I like to watch. You know, Sound of Music, stuff like that. I like that kind of stuff. All right, people. Well, good gracious. I swear, my neighbors get on my... This is why I can't wait to get the 6 acres of land or 7 or whatever. I get 10 acres of land. Because, you know, they know I live by myself and they hear me talking on camera and they're thinking, oh, he must be talking to himself, blah, blah, blah. Oh, who cares? Just leave me the freak alone. I can't wait to get my freaking 7 or 6 whatever acres I got to get. I'm good. Oh, I want to see really quick. Let me see. It was And they had good videos too. 8K 8. I'll have to talk to you later. I'll call you back. I'll call him back. I'll call you back later. There we go. Let's go pull up some 8K with something else. Oh, my battery's dying. All right, I got to get out of here anyway. Thank you all for your time. I got to go. That's basically about it. Like I said before, his product does work against a white screen, against our technology. It's not the same. As you've seen before, and I did the demonstration, it's clear as night and day. All right, with that being said, got